animals are unable to feed. So we've had to start being more and more ingenious to see how best we could supplement the wildlife and indeed the livestock that we have within our region. So, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is worth noting that conservation efforts in the KAZA TFCA, and in particular the SADC region in general, face numerous challenges, both internal and external. In this regard, a multi-sectoral and well-coordinated approach is required to address these multifaceted challenges. Therefore, enhanced cooperation as well as effective collaboration, the conservation partners and local communities are important in order to foster sustainable development in the TFCA. I also want to indicate, ladies and gentlemen, that at the core of this particular transfrontier conservation area is the communities. And I'm just hoping, colleague ministers, that our technocrats did actually do a deep dive to see how best we could enhance on community beneficiation. In each of these particular areas, which we call the PAs, the protected areas, we have seen most of these communities being crowded out of those areas for the sake of us to protect them. And the reason why we have done that is to make sure that we safeguard our natural resources. And as such, it has become increasingly important that we take care of the needs of these particular communities. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of my fellow ministers, I would like to take cognizance of the important contribution that many of our cooperating partners have made to the implementation of the many programs and projects within the KAZA TFCA. I might not be able to mention by name, but I know that you have sacrificed a lot of resources, some of which is taxpayers' money from your various countries. But we also just want to appreciate that, and as much as we are looking at having to support these projects that are within the various areas, it's also very important that we make sure that whatever we're doing becomes increasingly sustainable. And without having to preempt what some of the discussions that we're going to have, it's a known fact that we as a region, we as the ministers, of which we're going to escalate to our heads of state, is we want to sweat this natural capital account that we have for the benefits of our communities. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, let me take this opportunity to invite you all to enjoy the many attractions that this particular city of mine has, Livingstone. And I also want to indicate to you that I guided Secretariat. I guided Secretariat not to have a heavy program for the delegates. We want you to see the sights and scenes of what Livingstone and Zambia has as a whole, and also make sure that you give us what exactly we need to do as a country, and indeed on how we're going to now cascade it to the entire of KAZA. So distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I'd like to welcome you to Livingstone, Zambia, and I thank you for your kind attention, and God bless you all.
Thank you, Honorable Minister Rodin Sikumba, for those words in his opening remarks. Our colleagues, just to let you know that the translation is on channel 4. Apologies, I think, for the start, because if we are using the mic when we are just talking here, our colleagues in the translation booth are not able to hear us properly. So apologies for those that would not actually listen, especially our colleagues from Angola. Now we are going to basically have our director, that's Executive Director for KAZA Secretariat, to give us an overview of KAZA TFCA. There will be a video that is going to play, but also also what he will touch on is to be able to basically give us the key milestones from the time KAZA started.